Good evening everyone and welcome to this amazing channel named Geeks for Geeks School. So today again we are going to develop a very amazing and very interesting game, the name of which is cannon hitting targets with projectiles. So in this game we are going to have a cannon with the help of which we will be hitting the targets, right? And we'll be able to fire the bullets from the cannons, and it will go in the shape of a projectile. It will traverse in the path of a projectile, right? So let's start with the coding part. Now the first thing that we have to do is we have to import all the required modules. So the first module I would like to import is this random module. And how can we do that? So we can use this from keyword, right? Now whatever you want to import from random, you can use this import module for doing the same, for importing the same. So let's import rand range, right? Okay, so we are done with this. Let's now come on this second line and let's import the second module, the name of which is turtle. Now I would like to import everything from this module. So that's the reason I'm putting this asterisk over here. So asterisk is for importing everything, right? Okay, now the next module we need to import is this free games. Okay, and we can simply use this import keyword. So I would like to import vector from this free games as usual. Okay, so I'm done with importing all the required things from these three modules. Let's now start with defining the players as well as the those targets which we will hit with the help of the cannon. So let's first define the code for the ball with the help of which we will be hitting the cannon. So that's how we can create a ball. I would like to see it at this position. Initially I don't want the user to see it, so that's the reason I'm defining this position for my ball. Then the second thing I would like to define is the speed with which I would like to see the ball traveling. So that's how we can do it, right? It's very easy. We have used this code in the previous lectures also. Then we can have an empty list, right? And how to design an empty list, we can put these brackets like this. Okay, so target is the name of the variable in which we have an empty list. Let's now define a function with name tap, so as to check the coordinates of the point where the user will tap on the screen. It is for checking the response of the user or respond to screen tap. So if not inside ball, so if the tap is not inside the ball, then what should happen? Let's define that. So I would like to make this ball dot x equal to -199, and let's make this ball dot y also is equal to -199, right? And then we can make use of this speed dot x. Now there is a formula you have to keep in mind, or else you can make your own formula. I'm going to use this one, x plus 200, because 200 is the coordinates. 200 are the coordinates I've defined over here. So I'm using this 200 over here. That's the reason. Let's divide it by 25, right? And then we can have the same thing for speed dot y also. So that's the reason I'm copying this whole line of code and I'm putting it over here simply. Let's replace this x with y, right? So we are done with defining the code for this tap named function. Now the next thing that we need to define is the code for this inside function. Now what this inside function will do for us, let me explain you that. So if suppose you want to return true if xy is within the screen, so that's the function we are going to make use of for doing the same. So return -200. So if -200 is smaller than xy dot x, and if it is smaller than 200, and if this condition is also true, -200, sorry, is smaller than x y dot y smaller than 200. If these two conditions are true, what will happen? This function will return true, okay, and otherwise this will return false, right? So that's how we can return true if xy is within the screen. Now let's define this next function. Let's make use of this word draw, right? And why we are using this draw function? For drawing the balls and the targets. So I would like to first clear the screen. Whatever is there on the screen, I would like to clear it up. So that's the function we can make use of. Now for target in targets, right? For target in targets, I would like this ball to go to this point, target dot x and target dot y, right? And then we can have this function dot. Dot is a function with the help of which you can draw a circular object. So whatever weight you would like to give to this dot, you can define it like this, and then we can define a color. So we are going to have blue color targets, right? Okay, that's great. Now if again we need to check this condition, if inside the ball, right? So what should happen? I would like to go to this position, ball dot x and ball dot y, right? And then we can again create a dot. So this time that's the dot, the one which I'm creating right now. It is the one which I am going to fire through that cannon I was talking about, right? So it's my bullet, you can say that. So that's for the target, and this code is for creating the bullet which we will fire through the cannon. Then what next? If you have checked my previous lecture, you will be I think you know the answer. So update, we need to update everything, right? Okay. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to define a function with the help of which we can make the bullets and the target move automatically, because I don't want to control them through the direction keys. I want them to move automatically. So how can we make the ball and the targets move? So let's define this if control statement. So there is a function named rand range. That's what we are going to use today. Rand range. If this is equal to 0, then what should happen? Y should be equal to rand range, and we can change the value to this minus 150 and 150. Okay, and then we can use this target variable, and let's initialize it with this vector 200 comma y, right? And then we need to initialize the targets variable also, so we can append something in this targets variable. So what to append? We can append target itself, right? That's how we can use this append function for appending the target in the targets list. Now let's define this for loop. So for target in targets, right? For target in targets, we can have this target dot x, right, equal to target dot x minus 0.5. So that's that's the code which is going to help the target balls move towards the left side from the right side. When you'll see the output, you will be able to understand this code which I have defined over here. So that's the one which is going to make the targets move from one point to the other. Now if again we need to check this condition, if inside the ball, right, then what should happen? So I would like the speed to the y coordinates to change by, let's make it 0.35. I think that is going to be a good option, because I don't want that ball, that red ball which we will fire, to move at a high speed. I don't want that. I want it to move slowly. So that's the reason 0.35 is the value I've defined over here. If you want, you can define something else. It's totally your call. Then we can make use of this move function for moving that red ball. Right. Okay. Let's now define a variable. Let's use dupe. So you can use any random name. It's totally your call. So we need to now make the copies of the target, right? Because I don't want to see only one blue ball getting reflected on the screen. I want to see many blue balls getting reflected on my screen. So how can we do that? With the help of this copy function. It is very easy for creating the, to create the duplicate of some object, right? So I've used this copy function. Then we can clear the targets. So targets dot clear is the function we can make use of, right? And finally, it's time for us to define the for loop for this dupe. So for target in a dupe, what should happen? Let me define that. So if it's time for us to check the absolute value, and how to do this ABS built-in function. So if absolute target minus ball, right, is greater than, let's use 13, right? You can use 10 also, you can use 11 also. So it's your call. What is the value you would like to compare this thing with? So targets, again we would like to make use of this append function, right? Targets dot append we can use, and then we can append this target to this targets list, right? And finally, using this draw function, like the way we used to use draw function in game lab, in the same way we can use this draw function over here also for drawing all the blue color balls, which will be our targets, right? Then we can again define this for loop for target in targets. What should happen? I would like to check if not inside the target, right? If not inside the target, then I would like to return the value, right? Okay, so everything is looking fine. Now we can define this on timer function. So move, let's move it by 50 steps. Okay, so we are done with defining this function. Now it's time for us to do the setup. That is absolutely right. That's the thing which we generally do. Once we are done with defining the whole function, all the functions that we require for creating the game, we do the setup part. So we can again pass the same values which we generally pass to the setup function. So 420, here I'm making it 370, 0, right? And then we can hide the turtle. That is absolutely right. You know the answer just because you have seen my previous tutorial. And thank you very much all of you for checking out the previous tutorials, and also for liking and sharing this video and making it reach to the maximum students possible. I'm thankful to all the students who are doing it on daily basis, who are checking the videos on daily basis, who are practicing these things on daily basis. Thank you very much all of you. So then we can have this on screen for that tab function, right? And this whole code which I've written over here, if you've seen my previous lecture, you must be knowing about these lines of code. I generally use it with free games, right? Whenever I have used free games for developing Python games, I have used all these lines of code which you are able to see right at the bottom over here till this done, right? So we are done with defining the whole code. It's time for us to run this and check whether it is going to give us the correct output or not. Let's run this code and see what's going to happen. So okay, there is an error. What's the error? Oh, yeah. Okay, I haven't put the colon next to this tab function. Let's come on this tab and see. Let me just find that tab function first. Where is that? Yeah, that's C1, Okay, let's run this code. Okay, so name targets is not defined. Why is it showing this error to us? Let me check that. So it says that the targets is not defined. How is it possible? We have defined targets. So here, okay, here it should be targets, not target, right? So because targets is the name which we have used as a list over here for this for loop. Let me run this code again and see what's gonna happen. So we are able to see this window. Okay, so we are able to see that red ball also, and here are the blue balls that we designed. Okay, so we are as soon as I'm clicking on this window anywhere, I'm able to see this blue ball, and it is, see the way it is moving. Okay, so it is running perfectly fine. The game is working, and that's the Canon game which we developed, which we learned to develop in this lecture. I hope you're liking it, right? If you're liking it, please do like and share this video in a group so that the other students can also come and enjoy these free online coding classes which we guys are providing on this amazing, beautiful channel named GeeksforGeeks School, right? Because until and unless you will share the video, the other people will not be able to come to know about our channel, which is really which is very important. There are number of students who want to learn coding, who want to learn real coding, and that's the real coding which we guys are doing right now on this channel. So thank you very much to all the students, first of all, who are doing it, who are regularly liking and sharing the videos in the groups, and also to all the students who are showing their interest in the videos. Let me now check the comment section if I have anything to answer. I would like to answer the queries first, and then I'll move to the next part. Okay, sound issue here. Fine. I'll try to rectify it here. I'll try to. Okay, what else I have in the chat box? Samrat saying, thank you very much, dear, for joining me at this time in this tutorial. I am in BTech first year and learn C, but what next should I do? I would recommend you this thing, game development with Python. It is very much in demand in the market, and you can create new games if you know these codes, if you know about these modules, free games, turtle, random. If you know about these modules, you can develop innovative new games, right? So I would suggest you to go for these things. And if you want to make your career in the field of mobile app development, then again Python you can learn, because there is a package named KVMD with real-time mobile applications within no time, right? So KVMD is the name of the package you can learn and develop mobile apps with, right? Okay, is there any other query? Fine. So first of all, thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. Now I would like to tell you all about a course which we guys have come up with. So it's the course based on data structures and algorithm. If you don't know about this course, so just let me brief you about how can you join this course and what all things you are going to learn in this course. So what you have to do, you can come on your browser and simply you can type this URL in the URL part of the browser for accessing the web page on which you can find all the information related to the course which we guys have come up with. So that's the URL, practice.geeksforgeeks.org/courses/first step to DSA. Right, it will take you to the web page where you can find the complete information about this DSA course which we have come up with. So we have designed this DSA course keeping grade 9 to 12 students in mind.
But if you are pursuing BTech or some graduation course you are doing, or you are doing some post-graduation course, then you can avail this course definitely, because the final motive is to learn data structures and algorithm. So it's one of the best courses which is going to teach you a lot. You're going to take away many things from this course, and definitely whatever is going on in the market, we'll introduce each and everything to you in this course, right? There is a code with the help of which you can get a 10% off on the total course fee. Now what all things you will learn in this course, that's what I would like to tell you about. So we'll start with the basic concepts of data structures and algorithm. I hope you guys know about data structures and algorithm. If you don't know about that, let me brief you all about that too. So a computer program is a set of instructions with the help of which we can instruct a program to do something. And for instructing a program, we need some data. We need to store some data. We need to retrieve some data. Now data structure is a named location where you can store the data. Fine. If you have an inventory of 1 million records, it's very impossible for a machine also, even if you're using a machine for searching a particular record in that inventory you have, in which you have 1 billion or 1 billion records. It is going to be an impossible task for that machine also to search for that particular item in that big inventory. So how can you make that possible? You can make that possible using data structures and algorithm. If you have structured your data properly, definitely it will be easy for you to find anything easily in that inventory. So that's why we use data structures. And what is algorithm? Algorithm is basically a sequence of steps which is used for solving a particular problem. Now if you know about data structures and algorithm techniques, you can develop optimized programs, optimized computer programs. Now here in this course, we are not only going to introduce you to the basic concepts of data structures and algorithm, but also we are going to tell you about the advanced concepts of data structures and algorithm. For example, we'll teach you about linked list, queues, stacks, arrays, different kind of loops that you can use for structuring your data. So everything will be taught to you, and that too in the best possible way. There will be some live problem solving sessions which we will provide you. Now if you want to check out the syllabus and the topics, that will be covered in this course. So you can come down, and here you'll find this button. You just have to click this button and automatically a new tab will open up. Now here on this new tab, you will see a PDF file in which you'll find all the topics that will be covered in this course. So you can come down, and as you can see, we have divided the whole course week wise. So there will be 4 weeks, and in 4 weeks we'll provide you 16 classes. So it's a course of 16 classes only. In just 16 classes, you can learn everything related to data structures and algorithm. Right, so we'll start with basics of arrays, as I've told you. Then we'll go to basics of loops. Then we'll understand some advanced concepts in lecture 3. Concepts related to linear search, binary search, Euclid algorithm, sieve algorithm, and etc. etc. There will be then a problem solving session in which we'll give you some problems which you will have to solve for us in real time. Right, and in case you fail to do that, we'll help you out in sorting the issue and getting the problems solved. Right, then comes this week 2. Again, there will be 4 different lectures in this week 2 which we'll provide you, and here we are going to talk about some very advanced concepts of data structures and algorithm. So we'll first teach you about hashing and its implementation process, and after that we'll teach you the various types of sorting methods. So bubble sorting, selection sort, insertion sorts, these types of sorting we are going to guide you about. Then there will be a problem solving session based on sorting algorithm. Right, then in this week 3 we are going to have these topics. So we'll talk about linked list, we are going to talk about stacks, queues, priority queues. So all these are advanced concepts of data structures and algorithm, and definitely you are going to enjoy these classes a lot. There will be people, there will be students from other countries also, which will be a part of the classes you will be attending, right? So your problem solving skills, your thinking skills will increase because of the reason why you're studying. It's not because you want to win some prize, or you want to it's not for any prize, or it's not for any cash prize. It's for improving your thinking skills. It's for improving your, enhancing your visualization power, with the help of which you can create something new. It's because of these things you are studying today. It's not because of winning some prize or something, right? Then again, in this lecture 4, we are going to have a problem solving session based on these advanced things. Then comes this week 4, in which we are going to have again these 4 different classes, and in this also we are going to talk about some very advanced concepts which are currently in a very high demand in the market. So from the market competition point of view, BFS and DFS are very much required. The knowledge of these 2 technologies, these 2 techniques is very much required. Even if you are trying to break a Google competition, or a Google championship, so the knowledge of these 2 things is very much required. And from where can you get it? You can get it easily from these classes which we guys will provide you in this course. So dynamic programming techniques will also be taught to you in this lecture 3, and finally we'll end up with problem solving session based on greedy algorithm and memorization concepts. Right, so that's what we are going to teach you in this course. If you guys think that you can take away many things from this course, so you guys are most welcome to log in on this page, and you can register yourself for this for this course. And if you have any queries, if you have any questions, you want to ask from us something, you can contact us on this toll-free number of ours, or you can drop us an email on this official email ID of ours. This is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. Please don't forget to practice this code which we have learned today, right? And it's a very simple code. It's just a 62 line of code, right? That's what we have used for creating a beautiful